Hello YouTube, this is Robert with Twisted Candle Company making a tutorial video on making wax melts and wax tarts. I had a friend make a request that she wanted to learn and her daughter, so I figured I'd make a video and teach everyone else at the same time. So a few things you're going to need here is you're going to need your pouring pot or whatever you use to melt down the wax in. You can do one of two things. I got a double boiler here. This is what I started out with. It has water in here, and then it has the holes and whatnot. I got this for like $5 at Salvation Army, or I think it was Salvation Army. And then just something, a burner, single burner. I got this at Dollar Tree for like $10 at the time. I personally, right now, I use the big wax melt pot here since I make larger batches. I also still use this to remelt any wax left over. From there, you're going to need a thermometer of some sort. I got a digital thermometer, infrared. You could get your normal digital thermometer from Walmart or something like that for like very inexpensive, like I don't know, $5 or so. This is a little bit higher end at Home Depot, but I like it because it's pretty accurate. Has the digital screen on it. You're going to want your whatever fragrance you're going to use. I'm going to do Witch's Brew today. For Witch's Brew, I'm going to do, and this is from Nature Garden, Witch's Brew. I get my candle dye from Lone Star. This is the apple green. I like the liquid personally because I could keep control more with the liquid than the blocks. But if you want to do the blocks, go ahead. You're going to need whatever you're going to use it in. I got silicone molds I'm going to be doing with the moon. And then your traditional cam shell. Yeah, and I had to tap it like everybody else does. Just so you know, if you make videos and you do this every time when you pick up something, I skip your video every time. It's annoying. You're going to want some paper towels to clean up. And, of course, your wax. I am using Pillar of Bliss from Nature Gardens. I make a lot of pillars, and it goes well with the wax melts as well. It keeps less frosting and whatnot. And also, speaking of frosting, that's kind of where the temperature gun comes into play. Once we melt it down, we want to cool it down to like 160. Otherwise, it will frost really bad, and these shell cases will melt. So, and then of course the scale to weigh everything else on. I got this at the time. I got this at Office Max. It was $50 or something. But if you go to Harbor Freight, they have a really good deal on a better scale that weighs even more, like 16, 20 pounds, for a lot cheaper. So anyways, okay, so we're going to come over here. I'm going to do... Let's see here. We're going to do 2 pounds today. So let me move all this stuff on over. Let me pause you for a second. Okay, one thing I didn't mention either. I got these metal spoons, long like spoons for coffee. You want something to stir up at the same time. So we're turning on our scale. We're going to taro it out to 0. And like I said, you can always weigh out your wax and melt it on the boiler if you want. I've already pre-melted it here, so we're going to weigh out 2 pounds. Just let the bad boy flow. This holds about four-ish pounds. I don't usually put more than 4, and I think it goes up to 5, but I don't do more than 4. I get nervous when it gets right there at the top when it's melting down. And we're at 2 pounds. All right. And for this wax, you can use 15% fragrance volume. We'll get to that here in a minute, though. So since we did 2 pounds, I'm going to do a dark green. And like I said, I like to use the liquid. So for a dark green, I use 10 to 20 drops per pound. I'm just going to do 10 drops per pound this time around. So we'll do 20 drops. So, 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then I'm not sure if you can see all this stuff right here. That's where I will take it. Once I mix it, give it a good stir. Some people say don't be too violent with it because you'll create air bubbles, but if you know how to pour molds, you won't make air bubbles, but that's my thing. So once you get it all mixed up, before you add your fragrance, make sure you got the color you want. So just take a little bit, put it right there on whatever you have that's, obviously non-flammable. I got these little tile pieces. They were from the, I think the bathroom floor at one point. You let that cool. I already know it's going to be what I want, so we're going to move on for now. But you let it cool, and then you'll see. We'll show you once we're done. Now you put it back on there. Like I said, I did 2 pounds, so you can do 10%. So technically, you could do 1.6 ounce for every pound. That's 10% of 16 ounces. But I usually just do 1.5. So for every pound, I do 1.5 fragrance. That's about the most you could do. If you do more than that, you might have some sweating. You're just throwing fragrance away, and it's the most expensive out of the process. So I got it zeroed out. So since we got 2, we're going to do 3 ounces. And you should always weigh in your fragrances. Each one, not each one, but different ones have different specific gravities, which make it way different. It's a whole nother science lesson I'm not going to get into right now, but just weigh it in. Then we're going to give that a good stir. I already smell it right now. Witch's Brew is one of my favorites. Give that a nice stir. And here's where the thermometer comes into play. Like I said, that anything over 160, you're going to melt those camshells. So right now, it's not that dark of a green anyways, but here, you can see that. There's the one right there. There it is. You can see it. It's kind of a light, limey green, but I like it anyways. All right, so right now we are at 189. We're going to come back when we're about 160. And while you're waiting, this is a good time to clean up your mess. Once again, here's Nature Gardens Witch's Brew. And then I got Lone Star dye. I like this dye because it has the dopper on it. Other ones I've gotten elsewhere, they drop out too fast and it makes a mess. It's not accurate enough for me. Alright, let's see where we're at now. Didn't cool down that much. Yeah, still 184. But alright, while we're waiting, we got all our camshells set up. They hold about 2 ounces each. And then of course I'm gonna do a couple of my moons. I do 2 because I sell them 2 at a time, and then I'm also gonna do my bat, ghost, and jack-o'-lantern set here. That's why I did 2 pounds to get enough. I usually sell these individual as 1, and then these 2-pack, and then I'll sell a 3-pack of those. Alright, let's see where we're at. Alright, we're still about 180. Now, we can start by pouring some of the silicone molds. They can withstand up to 500 degrees. And that might help cool down the rest. So we're going to pour a little bit in here. Nice and slow. All right. And here's another good thing to have on hand too, especially if you're only using one pouring pot. Once you're done, melt it down again and pour it in these little loaves. And you can keep that if you're going to do a different fragrance or different color. Let's see where we're at now. That can't be right. It says 179. All right, we'll give it some more time. All right, let's see where we're at. So it says 174, but I think mine's off a little bit because I poured it in another one. So we're going to pour it anyways. You can always do a test on one of them. If it starts deforming, just stop. But we're going to pour them right in here nice and slow. Just like you're making ice cubes. I don't know if people make ice cubes anymore, but I'm old school. Uh-oh. I don't know if you can hear all that rumbling out there. It's starting to rain on 4th of July. How can it be? Alright, ooh. Might be just enough for one more. Yeah, that ain't gonna make it on the next one. Alright. And that's all there is to it. You let them cool down. We'll come back for that part. Alright, so these are still drying, so I'm going to show you some that are already dried and what they should look like. Here's one of my creme brulee ones. It's all nice and dry. Close it up. Sells for about $6 for that. Here's some of my moons. That has a little bit of frosting on it. That's natural for soy wax, though. You're going to get that, especially if you use colors. Just the way it works. For the most part, with this Pillar of Bliss, you get less frosting, kind of like these here. And temperature, too. That blue one, I think I poured in the wintertime, and it was, yeah, cold in my shop doesn't work very well. But there you are. I'm going to let these finish cooling down. I won't demold them right now, but, you know, you get the gist, though. You know, you just pop them right out. They're going to take a while, and I want to get this video out there. So if you liked what you saw or disliked what you saw, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, subscribe, tell your friends about it, and hopefully I'll get some more videos out there for you. Thank you, and y'all have a good night now. Okay, so today's the next day. I decided to show the rest of this because if you remember, I said the one I tested was good to go. Well, it wasn't cool enough, and this is what happens. So it's deformed. I actually got it not too bad because I've had it where it actually made holes and wax everywhere. So keep in mind, have it cool enough. The other ones came out pretty well. I'll throw that off to the side, and while we're here, why don't we demold these other ones? Put these off to the side. I already closed the tops. So here's the moon. And let's see if I can do this with. Alright. So on these ones, especially with the bats, you want to kind of loosen them up a little bit. The tips break off quite easily. You could actually just push them from the bottom. Oh yeah. A cute little bat. And go with the jack-o'-lantern. You can flip it upside down as well. I like doing it this way. I can see what's going on. Too rough with it, the arms could break off, the wings could break off. Alright. Beautiful. And there you have it. So you know, this mold here, if they still have it, I got from Lone Star Candle Supply. I'll put all the links down below. These ones here, I have like 6 or 8 of these. I was doing a lot of these at one time. I believe I just got these off of Amazon. These I might have got off Amazon, but you could also get a bulk of them on Lone Star. I think you get like a big old bag of 144 for whatever they are. But when I'm in a pinch and I need them right away and I can't drive down to Lone Star, I just get them on Amazon. They'll deliver them the next day. And that's it. I hope you enjoy the video. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next ones.